So it's time to go polling. As you all know, the AP poll and the coaches poll dropped. Now that we are headed into week 2, we got to see where the Sooners are. And when I look through this with the Sooners, it shows that we didn't make much of a movement except for with the computers. And so you want to stick around. We're going to talk about what those computers look like, but we're going to first go into the AP poll and the coaches poll and get an understanding of where Oklahoma is rated and where everybody thinks we are. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thanks for pulling up to the channel. Let's dive into this. The AP poll has the Oklahoma Sooners sitting at a rousing number 18. And we pop this up for you all can see. These are all the teams here. And so I need to put together my tiers for my podcast episode. It'll come out probably later this week. But as of right now, the way this looks, Oklahoma moved from 20 to 18, which I think it's fair. That's a good spot for the Sooners right now because all Oklahoma did was blow out a 3-9 Sun Belt team. Now, they executed in a game that you're supposed to execute in, and so there's no fault to the way they performed, but being underrated and really looked at around this range is a good spot for the Sooners right now. We've got a big game this weekend against SMU, and I think that game is going to do nothing but give everybody a reason to start paying attention to what Oklahoma's doing, because at that point, Oklahoma has about 3 games that should walk them right into the Texas game, which is Red River, beginning of October. Now we're looking at the coaches poll here, and Oklahoma is right here at 17. And so when we went through and looked at the AP votes as well as the coaches votes, it looked like a lot of people kept Oklahoma between 13 and unrated. Yes, there were people that actually felt like the Oklahoma Sooners should not be rated just because they won 73-0. That's, of course, blasphemy in my eyes. There's no reason why the Sooners shouldn't be ranked within the top 20. And I think that 17 and 18 some really good spots. That's a good way of something to build off of for the Sooners. And right now, as good as they're playing, you always want to make sure that you remind them that, hey, you did really good the first 3 games last year, and then the question started coming after that. Now, granted, this year the depth is a lot different, so I don't anticipate that Oklahoma should have any problems. But then we go into the computers. And now, that's the reason why you're here. We talked about this. The computers over at ESPN, their analytics, they loved what Oklahoma did to Arkansas State, and they loved it so much that the Sooners are now predicted to win every game going forward. I know. Too much, Jay. Too much. Too much hype. No reason to jump all over this. But there's a little bit of truth in there. And so let's look at these computer rankings right here. ESPN has the Oklahoma Sooners sitting at number 4 in their FPI, which is their Football Power Index. Is where they do all the simulations, and this is how many times that the Sooners are going to win. And based upon that, Oklahoma was moved up to number 4 because they're beating everybody. As you go through each game, you start off with the SMU game, of course. It's 89.9% chance of winning that game, and that's how many times they won in the simulations. 20,000 plus sims, and taking analytics from their offense and defense performance and comparing it to who's he, what sits, and all of that. But the numbers say Oklahoma should have a chance. Then you go from there. You move into the Tulsa game, which is the following week, 96.5. It's pretty high. Should be another blowout. Cincinnati, that's when things start to go a little dip. 78.2% with the Cincinnati game. Iowa State, which is right there after that, is an 89%, so it flies back up. But that Cincinnati game is going to be intriguing because Cincinnati right now at 1-0, Emory Johnson had a really good game. So the question is going to be is, can the Sooners do what they need to do to stop them? Then you move on from them right into Red River. Now, this one jumped out to me, and this is why glad you all stuck around for this, is that Oklahoma has been moved into a 58.9% against Texas on the FPI after week 1. We'll look at this every week going forward because it's kind of fascinating the way that this trend keeps going. But then you move into UCF the week after at 81%. You see 90% with Kansas going up to Kansas. O State's 86%, which intrigued me because Kansas is rated a higher percentage of winning than Oklahoma State after Oklahoma State struggled against Central Arkansas. I don't know. Then you go on here into West Virginia, which is at a 94% game. We expect BYU at 91%, and then wrapping up the season with TCU at 88%. So overall, the way things looked after week 1, the anticipation is that Oklahoma Sooners will make the playoffs, putting them at number 4 on the FPI. The computers love the way they performed. And I got to ask a question. Hop in the comments. Let me know. Is the hype train too soon? Should we be slowing down on how we feel about Oklahoma's performance? My honest answer, yes. I don't think that Oklahoma should be number 4 on the FPI. But the computers just do their algorithmic thing, and they figure things out. At the same time, we have to understand that when Oklahoma plays against SMU this weekend, there's a good opportunity they will show up, show out, and get everybody's attention. How prepared will we be for that? Do you believe Oklahoma can go out there and cook them? Because if they do, y'all going to change y'all's tune. So I want to hear from you. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know what's your thoughts. How you feel about Oklahoma going into this SMU game as the number 4 ranked team in the FPI. Playoffs, maybe? We'll have to see. As long as healthy, I would say there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. I am. If you made it this far and you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We'd love to have you join the family. Talking a lot of college football here, and we make it great because of you, all the people. So, YouTube says watch one of these videos. We're going to move on out. We got more coming down the line as we prepare for this week. We'll have a breakdown on Wednesday night with a special guest, and we definitely want you all to join us. So, we'll chop it up with you then soon. Peace.